Thank you to the Minister, to Minister Collins, coming here today. It is an historic day to create a new department of further and higher education, research, innovation and science. And as Fine Gael spokesperson for education and higher education, it's a real honour to be here today to see that happening. From my role in NUI Galway, working with excellent teams of engineers, such as the Translational Medical Device team, even most recently there with COVID, they were working with healthcare professionals and with industry in Galway to actually develop, was it possible to share ventilators? There were research teams doing that. That shows you the importance of research and third level and industry and healthcare working together to actually deliver for society as a whole. I suppose one of the other things that really, like we've mentioned here, is the agency Science Foundation Ireland, where I've also worked. So it's going to be an interesting department for me going forward. I'll know a lot of the players there, I suppose, from my background. But Curam, for example, is a centre for medical devices. It's an SFI-funded centre. And again, this model is where there's research funded by the state, by Science Foundation Ireland, and also by industry. And it's showing how we are there developing and ensuring that world-class research in our universities is available. And in that way, we're embedding industry in this country as well. Access to skilled graduates and research infrastructure show why universities and third level are crucial to economic development in the region. I suppose Science Foundation Ireland is the major agency funding competitive, internationally peer-reviewed research in STEM areas. It is the core funding for researchers and top-class institutes that has supported Irish universities reaching the top 1% in rankings worldwide. Funding programmes span all types of research, not solely applied research. There is Frontiers of the Future, and it's across 14 research priority areas. This new department will also focus on new technological universities, and particularly for the Connacht-Ulster Alliance, with GMIT, IT Sligo and Letterkenny IT, with a proposal for over 8 campuses in the region. Also, as a former board member of Oireachtas Common Education Training Board, I'm delighted to see that the further education, training and SOLAS sections are now coming under this new department. FET and SOLAS provide courses up to level 6, and our NFQ National Framework of Education. And these apprenticeships in engineering, accountancy, to name but a few, they also design and develop courses to respond to employers' need. And why is that so important now? Because we're entering into a massive economic crisis, and we need to ensure that our education and our facilities are able to respond to that. And that's what that further education and training section is doing. There are courses for employed and unemployed, and there's lifelong learning opportunities under the Skills to Advance and the Skills to Compete at solas.ie. And I'd encourage anyone here that is looking to continue their lifelong learning, which we should all be doing, to log on to solas.ie. Very happy to note the 168 million in supports for students and the new strategy for FET, as noted by Minister Collins. Areas of focus now for us in terms of gaps and skills gaps and, I suppose, jobs in the future are in healthcare, especially in our current crisis. Medtech, climate change and disruptive technologies are changing how we live and how we work. Creative, skilled graduates and access to research excellence allow businesses to continuously adapt and innovate and will ensure our ability to attract FDI and employment to all regions in Ireland. The people in Ireland are our true wealth. The talent that we have here is what attracts and embeds world-class industry and research teams in our country. Our graduates in science, technology, engineering, medicine and the arts, and myself as an arts graduate, these graduates are sought across the world. Ireland's National Skills Strategy 2025 gives a quote from the OECD Secretary General Angel Gurria that skills have become the global currency of the 21st century. Without proper investment in skills, people languish on the margins of society. Technological progress does not translate into economic growth, and countries can no longer compete in an increasingly knowledge-based global society. Ireland as a country has learning and education at its heart. From the monks in Clonmacnoise along by the Shannon, shining a light across the world from the 6th century, to our trailblazing strategies as a country where we made decisions that education would be available to all. Now we have a department to drive investment and to ensure our universities and third level sector can deal with the current challenges with COVID, and to ensure that we're looking at blended learning approaches that will create fantastic opportunities for learning at all ages. And the challenges have been mentioned here, very much so. The Castles report, how are we going to fund core funding into our universities? How are we going to ensure that with the infrastructure, the research facilities, to ensure that we can offer the best? Thank you. Under this new government, I suppose I'm proud to welcome this innovative Department of Further and Higher Education, Research, Innovation and Science, which is core to access to education and our economic recovery, societal and cultural impacts. By integrating opportunities for people across higher education, further education and training, focusing our funding to support investment in the third level sector and to make Ireland a centre for learning, world-class research excellence for our future. Thank you.
Good evening, Margaret.